it's Al from A Plus Racing, bringing you a video on request. I got a request from Antoinette that says that, hey man, the back of my Miata fell apart. So she took a picture of it, and what happened was these parts are missing out of her car. So these are the parts that you need to know to take down to the wrecking yard so that you can get the right parts, all right? So these are the threaded bolts that go on these studs right here. So this is threaded, and it sits on like that. There's a bushing, and there's these two bolts here. One of them slightly different because of the bushing, and then here's the nut that goes on the top of the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this whole thing together, and then I'm going to show you what it should look like when it's in the car, all right? And we'll be back after a minute. Okay, we're back. Hey, so I did this mock-up just for you. All right, here it is, okay? So you have a 1.6, so this is a 1.6 dip. This is the PFE bar right here. So this links to the transmission. But it is extremely common for these two bolts to fall out, all right? At least one of them. And so I've seen that dozens of times. Usually what happens is it drags on the ground, and it sounds like something's dragging on the ground. And I've had friends drive my car. Don't you hear that thing dragging? Or something's making noise, and we get underneath there and this bolt's dragging on the ground. And sometimes it's even partially bent back. So, but in your case, I saw that both bolts were missing, including the bushing. All right, so if you notice up here at the top, it's not a regular nut that holds it on, all right? It's this little spacer, and I showed you in the picture earlier that it was threaded. So it goes in here. And if you look in real close right here, here's that aluminum part that I gave you in the picture, and it goes in between the differential and the PFE bar. Now, if we look underneath right here, if we can get down here, Mike, you can see that here's the bushing, all right? So this one has the bushing, and this one is the one that has the collar on the bolt. This is like a regular long bolt that just goes all the way through. This one has a collar. So the one with the bushing is the one that is different. It's got a little collar on it, all right? Okay, so when you're gonna take this apart, there's a couple of tricks. What I usually do is I loosen up the bolts, because if you loosen up these bolts all the way and you're trying to take this off, we have to take this off when we're doing an engine or doing a transmission, okay, or for rear end, obviously. And so if I need to take this off the car, then I need to get rid of these bolts right here. So what I do is I loosen up the bolt 4 or 5 turns, and then I hit the bolt with a hammer from the bottom. That pops this up out of that aluminum spacer that's right here, and then you can just unthread it, take it off, and this whole thing comes off, all right? So you would do that to both of these. Now, this bolt is the same as the two on the front of the transmission, but it has something a little different. Mike, if we look up here, you can see this one has regular nuts up here, and that they're threaded. So, and it moves back and forth a little bit. And those are slotted also, okay? And that's so that you can help align this PFE bar. So these ones you don't hit from the bottom with a hammer, you just unthread them and they come right out because they've got this. So don't try to break these off or pry this off, because this is not meant to come off. I see people do that. Well, kids in the class do that. They do that all the time, all right? So that meant to stay the way. All right, I hope that answers your question. I hope that you're able to go to the wrecking yard and get those parts. Let me know if you can't, and I can try to help you with the parts. But also too, for the rest of you guys that haven't had this problem, you double check these bolts, okay? I'd probably torque these bolts somewhere around 60 pounds, okay? I usually just tighten them up with an impact, and you know, like until they're super tight, because these things fall out all the time, all right? Seen that happen. All right, well, I hope that answers your question. You guys have a great day, and thanks for chiming in. Don't forget to subscribe, because I answer you guys with the video, all right? You guys have a great day. Bye now.